All right, Las Vegas. We are very excited. I have been getting ready for this all week. I can't wait. I just got to learn to hit buttons in the booth I've been working in for 4 years. But we have in the house the two-time TNT champion in AEW, one-time World Tag Team champion with Sting, and just recently held the AEW World Championship. Plus, he's best buddies with that Stinger guy, too. The only pro wrestler to climb Mount Everest, which he just did, and also holds the current record in AEW for destroying stuff and himself. You can see him perform at Dynamite and Collision. The TV shows are going to be here at the Pearl Theater at the Palms, 4:30 p.m. live in Vegas, as he looks to regain his TNT championship heading into AEW All In on August 30th. You can get all your tickets at AEWTix.com. I give you the creator of the Scapegoat Flambe, All Elite Wrestling star Darby Allin. Darby, what's up?
Beautiful intro there, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful intro. I was wondering where it was going, but it ended wonderfully.
What's it like to light somebody on fire in front of about 20,000 people? That happened here in Vegas.
Yes, that's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, if you do that anywhere else, you would probably go to prison. But in the world of AEW, there's no rules. So let's rock and roll.
What was that? When you guys were coming up with all the spots in that match, you got 10 guys trying to kill each other out there. Whose idea? Was it yours, Jack's, or Tony's?
Who do you think?
Oh, I'm sure it was you.
Yes. Dude, who do you
I mean, everybody knows that you like to do movie stuff too. So, I mean, was there any hesitancy on that when you guys put it together? Or did you guys like, it's all good. I've done this a million times.
No, it's all good. It's all good. The one time I haven't done that a million times. I've actually done that once before in my life when I was ninth grade. Me and my brother were playing with a gas tank in the backyard, and we were setting a baked potato on fire and actually playing hot potato with this baked potato that was on fire. But the flame from the potato was too close to the gas tank. And when I was holding the gas tank, it blew up in my hand. And my brother got second-degree burns. You could see the muscle on his leg and everything like that. The skin just was completely gone. Wow. It was pretty insane. So I've only done that once before setting Jack Perry on fire. So
that is unreal. So you started all that even when you were a kid.
Yeah.
All this craziness of trying to destroy everything you can, hurt yourself, hurt other people. It's a childhood thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess you could call it that, but honestly, it was more about breaking down mental barriers in my mind because growing up and not having any confidence, the crazier I got, the more confident I got, and here we are now,
Well, I remember the last time that we got to do an interview, and I talked about your healing process that you do, because when people see everything that you go through, I usually hear a couple different reactions from fans. Either A, he's never going to survive doing this. B, why did they let him do this? Or C, he's totally insane. All three legit?
It's hard to tell, because with me, what people don't see is what I do outside of the ring to maintain everything. So I may appear to be really reckless, but everything is so calculated. And I feel incredible. And they keep adding years. He's not going to be able to walk when he's 30. Well, I'm 33 and I feel amazing. He's not going to be able to walk when he's 33. Well, I feel amazing. They're going to keep pushing it to a point where, of course, I'm not going to be able to walk when I'm 70. But let's be real. I truly believe I'm probably one of the
in the AEW locker room. I feel
in the AEW locker room. I feel the best.
Crazy, but my body.
I know it sounds crazy, but my body feels amazing.
Well, I know I may put that video up again just to share it with everybody so they can hear your routine. Because, I mean, it's amazing what you do and how you recover. Like I said, I just watch it. And I don't know. But I don't know if I could do it. But you are just something else, to say the least. You pulled off another stunt. But this time in the real world, you went up Mount Everest just a little while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine the feeling that you had, and especially because you had that broken foot and it held you back, and it changed, some bookings on AEW from what we heard, and a lot of goals for you. But you decided, you healed up, and you went right back at it and got up there. Tell us about that experience.
So in 2024 was originally when I was set to go to Everest. 2 weeks before I left, I broke my foot in a match. And everybody said that is a sign from God that you are not meant to climb this mountain. And I said the exact opposite. I said, it's a sign that I'm supposed to stop and smell the roses. Because I was so fixated on making it to the summit that I was forgetting about the whole process. So when I broke my foot, it really made me think about everything. So the second time around, 2025, when I actually made the summit, I was appreciating everything from start to finish. I wasn't just thinking, oh, this is about the summit. This is about the summit. Every step along the way, I was so grateful for. And it was the most hard/rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. And there's not a day since I've summited that I don't think about the summit and everything I learned along the way. Just the true beauty of life. It was incredible, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity, because a lot of people that don't know the wrestling world, they don't know that there's technically there's no off season. It's twice a week, every week, no off season. So the fact that I was able to do that in the prime of my career, 33 years old, you want to go attempt to climb Mount Everest, go for it. And with AEW, that's such the most beautiful thing. If you have your head screwed on right, you could truly understand that this is the greatest place on earth, because it allows you to think about your life outside the ring just as much as you can inside the ring. Because inside the ring, as you said earlier, I set a guy on fire with a flamethrower. So there's no rules. There's no boundaries what you can do in the ring and out the ring. They just want you to live your life to the absolute fullest. And I am so grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on doing something that very few people on this planet have done. So impressive. Another thing that was impressive recently happened. You won the AEW World Championship. A goal that, and I got to say, when you first started in AEW day one, I was watching and I said, well, this guy's pretty cool, but I didn't think right away that you were going to be able to get to the top. But you won everybody over. You worked your butt off. You did all the things that you needed to do. And in your hometown, man, you got to win the belt. What and it was, and cool thing about it too was, I'm watching that promo on the show before you won it, and I could just see like all those years were starting to come out when you were talking. What was that moment like when you were given that belt?
I honestly had no emotions left inside of me. I spent all my energy just that day talking in that promo before the match about what it meant to me. And I was so depleted that I had nothing left. So as I'm holding this, I feel just complete emptiness in a way of like, it took everything. It took everything to have that happen. And I had no energy left. I was grateful. But as I look at this, I was like, man, there's nothing left in me. It took everything. But it was so amazing now looking at it and what I've done with my time as champion. And I was willing to go places nobody else is willing to go every single week. And we're not talking about, oh, let's just have a little night off and a quick defense. No, there was times I thought the championship, especially in the first match with Tommaso Ciampa, that was my first ever defense as champion. And I thought I was going to get like,
you're going to get chomping.
I literally thought with some of the spots we did in the match that this championship run can be ended from injury, but that's the thing, is I'm never going to slow down, because the moment you slow down, to me, the moment you slow down, the passion's gone. Why else are you doing it? So it's got to be full throttle. You got to give everybody every single night everything you have. Otherwise, get out of here. And that's the thing with me, is there's no off season. There's no off season. I don't have to wait till Wembley to show my greatest stuff. I can do it on a weekly basis. Everybody's like, you got to slow down. I cannot slow down, because if I slow down, then I lose the passion. And I'm a very passionate person.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
We all have seen that, that's for sure. And we're on the Mark Hoke Show with All Elite Wrestling star Darby Allin. That World Championship reign, some people were like, oh, it's too short. But and I think, but a lot of us, I think, were really impressed that you just went all out, man. I mean, we've seen champions across the sport that take a month or two off while they're champion. You just went, like I said, full throttle against everybody you could, doing every nutsy thing that could happen in a ring. There was no breaks on that car, that's for sure. And it was a great ring.
Yeah, I have no regrets with that. I was burning the candle on both ends, but I have no regrets at all because you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So if it was short and sweet championship run, that's my motto in life. You just got to bring it, man. So I honestly have no regrets. I would not change a single thing.
Yeah, and we absolutely enjoyed it for sure. Well, right now, it seems that you are entangled in a dance with the current TNT champion, Kevin Knight, who has emerged as a young superstar to be pretty damn good. But Darby, man, I think of you when I think of that belt, to be frank. What are we going to do to get this thing back? Because All In's coming up.
So here's a funny story. Me and Kevin Knight actually trained at the same wrestling school. And I met him 2 months in, and he was 2 months into wrestling. At that point, I was about 5 years in, but he was 2 months into wrestling. And I saw the world of potential in Kevin. And I asked him, how far do you want to take it with this whole wrestling? And he's like, oh, I'm willing to go all the way. So I'm going to ask Kevin that question one more time. How far are you willing to take it? Because I want to take it to Wembley. Falls count anywhere. Let's get crazy. Let's get wild. And, but yeah, that TNT championship, that was a very pivotal moment in my career. You know, especially with AEW, you know, when something first starts, you kind of don't know where you stand in the grand scheme of everything, what you can bring to the brand. But the moment I became TNT champion back in 2020, it gave me so much confidence, and it instilled so much in me that I am capable of doing so much for AEW, and I can bring so much because I truly believe I'm willing to go places no other wrestler in the world is willing to go. Nobody is willing to go to places. So, yeah, that's kind of been my whole motto in the TNT championship when I first won it in 2020. It kind of set everything off.
Do you have a fantasy spot? Something that you would love to do that is just so reckless and so nuts, that is in your mind in that deep, dark place that you're like, you know, I really want to do this, and get that devilish look in your eye?
Well, hopefully I answer that question at Wembley.
Oh, we're gonna get a big one there. That should be a lot of fun. Now, you talked about being the only guy willing to go certain places, but there is another guy that came to AEW that I'm sure you were a fan of, that has done some pretty crazy stuff too, by the name of Mick Foley. See, and you're smiling already because I'm guaranteed you guys have probably talked about some of this stuff. I would think he'd be kind of a role model and a hero to you for what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't know for the longest time that he inspired me, because you got to remember, you know, I was a massive fan of wrestling. Massive fan growing up. There isn't a time I remember growing up that I didn't watch wrestling. It was just in the early stages. I was always watching wrestling. But here's the thing: is I never felt I could connect to the wrestlers. You know, whether it's they look like football players. I could never connect. There was guys that I saw that like I could never see myself hanging out with them. But then Mick Foley was a guy that I saw and I was like, I can connect with him. I felt like he spoke my language. And it was, yeah. So he's very, very heavily influenced a lot of my career and a lot of just my life in general with, you know, not being the guy that was destined for greatness, but they took it upon themselves to make a dream become reality with what they're physically able to do and what they're able to push through. And yeah, he's incredible.
Do you want to see him go one more time? Maybe beat up Max just for fun?
Yeah, no, if he feels just like Sting, if he feels the final chapter is unwritten and he feels it in his soul, there shouldn't be anything to stop him. Because everybody told Sting there's nothing else you could do in wrestling. He retired in 2014 when he had that neck injury. And everybody says, why would you ever come back to wrestling? It's because there's something in his spirit, a question that he had to answer. And if Mick Foley has that inside of him, by all means, do it. Do it.
Just don't make him mad. Not that I wouldn't. I think everybody would think that would be a fun match to see. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise it, Darby. You two might kill each other. Could you imagine that match, though?
You know, I just never really thought of it. You know what I mean? Like, because it was never. But when you say it, and I have to picture it, it sounds insane. It sounds totally insane in all the best ways.
Yeah.
So, but like it's just something. It's like when Sting came, you never thought you were ever going to be teaming with this guy. So when someone said, "Well, could you imagine?" No, I couldn't imagine because he retired essentially in 2014. And same with Mick. Like you think he's retired, so like you have to like take yourself out of this dream state and put it into reality. What would really happen? And then when you really think about what could happen, it's crazy.
Terrifying is what it is. It is terrifying. But maybe Mick will pick you too. That would be incredible. Well, we've got a big show coming up tomorrow night here in Las Vegas. AEW Collision and Dynamite will be going on. So we get the Dynamite live on Wednesday night and then Collision later on Saturday. What do we have in store? You're technically not on the card, but I believe Mr. Knight is, and that could be bad. But the other side is you could end up facing Chris Jericho, who's challenging.
Yeah, well,
that would be sick.
Yeah, think about the possibilities of that. I've only wrestled Jericho in a singles match once. So, to me, the show tomorrow is all on the road to our biggest show of the year, All In. So I could just say, expect the unexpected. Just because I'm not there in a match capacity, I have a lot, and I mean a lot, I want to say.
Kevin, he's here. You better watch yourself, man. And you too, Jericho. Don't stand in his way. Yeah, this is going to be a great night. We had a blast at Dynamite tapings the last time around, and this is going to be fun too. The Palms is such a great place. Darby, will you jump off one of those balconies for me, please? Have you been in there yet? Were you in there last time? Yeah, that's right.
Well, technically, no. I was getting drugged through the desert in a body bag last time we were in Vegas.
Right.
So I didn't really get to experience the Palms itself, but maybe tomorrow night I can change that.
I'll give you $1 if you do
$1.
it.
Okay.
That's all you need. I don't even have to give you the $1. You do it.
Yeah. Like, don't even. You just tell me, and I'll be like, oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. And last thing to ask you about, real quick, I want to congratulate you on getting married. How do you maintain this life balance, man? It's incredible. And by the way, cool ceremony. I would have loved to have been there. But it's all good.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was the very next day we had a pay-per-view in California. So I spent my honeymoon getting thrown face first in the thumbtacks, but that's just the life we live. And the wedding itself was amazing. All I ever wanted at the wedding was a mechanical bull, and we got it. And it was fun. It was the best of both worlds. We had her soft, elegant side, and we had my crazy, wild side. So, it was a beautiful day.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
And my mom body slammed me on the thumbtack.
That's right. I did see that.
Yes. So, yeah, it was awesome.
God, you're a 1-6 son of a gun. But we love you, Darby. We're looking forward to seeing what the future brings for you. And once again, AEW Dynamite and Collision at the Palms, Pearl Theater, tomorrow night. Showtime's starting at 4:30, so get down there, and maybe Darby will jump on you too. It's going to be awesome.
AEWTIX.com. We'll be ready to rock and roll.
You bet. So, Darby, I want to thank you for coming in. I had a blast the last time I interviewed you. Now I get to meet you in person, and golly, I just wish we had somebody here to cause some mayhem. I can tell you're ready. You're ready, man.
I'm always ready. Yeah, like when I was trained for Everest, we did a thing on the radio where I held my face in a bowl of water for 3 minutes, and it was the most. People are like, why'd you do that on a radio show? They can't even see it. You're just sitting there gurgling water for 3 minutes. But I'm always down for a good time.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night at the Palms, my friend. Thank you for coming into the KDAWN studios. We greatly appreciate it. I wish you all the best in the future, and maybe we'll get that TNT title and then rack up a couple more world championships just for fun.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Sounds great. All right, Darby Allin, from AEW, everybody, thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you, Mark.